Hello and welcome back to House of Astralis. My name is Kayla and today I will be your cosmic guide as we read for your upcoming month and taking a look at what to expect. As always, as this is a general reading, please be at peace with what does not resonate and leave the rest behind. And I have intended for this message to come for your highest and best good for whenever you view this. This is a timeless reading, but if you are watching this in real time, I am going to talk just a little bit about the astrology, only because, of course, we have our personal planets moving into the sign of Taurus, but also on April 25th-ish, depending on your time zone, Uranus will be moving into Gemini. So Uranus is leaving Taurus for good and it's moving on to Gemini. So with this, you can take a look at what house Taurus is in for you, and maybe you'll feel the energy leaving or what happened during this time. Uranus is typically the planet of unexpected changes or just unexpected things happening, and that doesn't mean it's bad, it's just unexpected. So some shakeups there, and that energy will move into your Gemini house. So whatever house Gemini is in for you, Uranus will be making a move in there, and you'll be seeing what that story is like for you. If you would like a personal reading, all of my links are in the description, and stay tuned for some public business announcements coming soon. I will be launching something in the next month or so, and I just wanted to give you a big heads up so that you can be aware of it when it is ready to be announced. So with that out of the way, I did want to start off with some astro die again and just see what house will be highlighted for you this month. Again, most certainly the house where Gemini is in for you, but also as this is a collective reading, I just want to see if there's another house that will be highlighted for all of us here. Okay, that's the first house. So I can totally see that making sense, especially in Aries season. If you are watching this in real time, this is all about you, yourself, and how you relate to others around you. And maybe this is talking about self-care and really focusing on who you are and what you want to and how you want to live your life, essentially. The first house is of yourself, your image, your appearance in your body, your personality, ego, and these are also beginnings. And before we get into the reading itself, I do want to do some bibliomancy. Essentially, that's just me being guided to what page has a message for the collective for this month, and I will be pulling it from the 4 agreements. I'm almost done with it, so I figured why not give a message from here and see what wisdom wants to be said to this collective at this time for their month ahead. So, what wisdom can you carry forward with you in your month ahead? So the guidance here, I'm going to be reading from this paragraph. For every agreement you break that makes you suffer, you will need to replace it with a new agreement that makes you happy. This will keep the old agreement from coming back. If you occupy the same space with a new agreement, then the old agreement is gone forever, and in its place is the new agreement. There are many strong beliefs in the mind that can make this process look hopeless. This is why you need to go step by step and be patient with yourself, because this is a slow process. The way you are living now is a result of many years of domestication. You cannot expect to break the domestication in one day. Breaking agreements is very difficult. I think this is great because this is a way to have a new beginning within yourself and replacing your own beliefs and your self-image and who you are and getting rid of these agreements. That's really neat, honestly, especially as we are in the season of Aries. We are in a season of initiation and just going for it. Take care of yourself so that you can take care of other people if that's what you wish to do. But don't allow your previous beliefs keeping you in the space of having to care for others without reciprocation. Also, very lovely because the Emperor is the bottom of the deck. So take with that what you will. Have authority within your own self and your own life. Have stability for yourself. Alrighty, with that being said, I asked how you can interact with and unlock your intuition this month, and I've got 18 respect guidance dreams. Sleep can be a time of mystical awakening. Not all dreams convey intuitive messages, but drawing this card indicates you're currently receiving some interesting sixth sense guidance between the sheets. At dawn, quickly record the vivid, memorable nuances of your nocturnal adventures. Discern which of your nightly dreams deserve your waking attention. Yes, dreams are very powerful, and I've talked about it at least a few times on this channel now about really keeping a dream journal. And even if you have dreams that seem weird or mundane and really random, it's not always that way, and things can change in the future when you start to get serious with it and telling yourself and your intuition and your guidance that you want to pay attention to the guidance in your dreams. I have had dreams about literally being in Bikini Bottom with SpongeBob and Squidward and all of them. And as funny and kind of random as it was, it did have a message for me in there. And I was working through things that I'm working with in my awaking life. So pay attention to your dreams, write them down, and see if you can't sit with it after and come to an idea about what it can mean for you. Oh, we've got lapis lazuli. Seek wisdom and truth. Open your mind to higher knowledge. So that's exactly it, being open about your dreams and the guidance that you receive there, because clearly you are receiving guidance. It's just about not minimizing it and taking it seriously. So we've got strength as the overall theme of the month, and I can totally see this as like you with the first house theme, having to tame, your inner negativity and your inner being that tells you that you can't seek the higher wisdom or whatever negativity you have. I think this is really going to highlight your month and having to challenge that. I would maybe even say just like having to challenge that negative thoughts and those old agreements. This is that old agreement here, the lion, and being able to create a new one within yourself. But having strength, literally the strength and compassion to do so. And compassion and kindness, instead of meeting your negativity or fear with fear, it's about being compassionate towards yourself and why you feel that in the first place. The Seven of Swords is what is ready to be released. So the Seven of Swords wants you to stop mind games, I just heard, and being so strategic and having to navigate your community, your everyday life, and having to look over your shoulder. So how can you let this go? Is it about leaving your community together, or is it about being able to cut off people and leave that situation so you don't have to keep doing that? You need to release whatever is making you feel this way. And that can definitely be community or just different pressures that are making you feel like you can't be authentic and that you have to strategize with everything. And honestly, maybe even be a little cunning. If this is not who you really are and you don't want to be this way, it's time to release this feeling of having to act like this. The King of Pentacles shows up to tell you that you need to focus on this, on your body, your grounding, and your money. If that's what makes you feel secure and there's a way for you to do that in a healthy way, this is what you need to focus on. Focus on yourself too, as the king, the I am. Focus on your foundation and what you are building in this life. I get the sense of like you having your own ideas or your own way of doing something, but you're stuck over here, maybe playing coy and not really rising to your own power because you're stuck here trying to please everybody. And in turn, you lose yourself. So the King of Pentacles wants you to focus on this aspect, mastering your craft, your health. I'm getting pulled with the Strength card too. This is the act of having to rein in your health, your well-being, and do things that will better you and your life. And it may seem tough at first, but it's really, again, having that compassion for yourself, especially because the Pentacles are your body. It's the health and your materialism. I just heard focus on your kingdom. I don't know if I already said that or said something like that, but it's like focus on what you have and not what others have around you. The Ace of Wands comes in to say that you have this to look forward to. This is a brand new beginning. Number 1, the first house. This is a beginning for you and a new spark that'll come of creativity, passion, enjoyment, fun. Just being able to have this new set of initiation to do things for yourself. And again, this is a timeless reading, but if you're watching this in real time, Aries season, this is literally the perfect time. Spring has sprung. Things are coming to life and getting new branches. So what opportunities are growing for you? You can look forward to being able to count them, count your blessings, count your opportunities, and thrive in them. But if you let your past agreements get in the way, this may not be possible. So it's really having to tame those agreements and tame the disbelief in yourself in order to wield this. If you don't believe you deserve this, then you may not receive it. Because at the end of the day, the aces are a choice. They're brand new beginnings only if you allow it to happen. If you allow it to accept and wield the new beginning. And as great and wonderful as this new opportunity is, you have the challenge of the Five of Swords. So this is something potential that you'll have to navigate. And of course, you can see here, it's like, this is the card of winning at all costs. So who are you fighting? Like, who are you in this card? Are you one that's going to cut other people off? Again, here with the 7 of earlier, it's about leaving the community that isn't serving you anymore and leaving this feeling of having to always look around your shoulder. So are you finally speaking up and allowing yourself to stop the battle and win the war and let these people go? Of course, this is just conflict in itself, and when you show up for yourself, that can cause conflict in others, especially if they have their own agreements about how they view you. When you start to change, they might feel some type of way, and that can reflect in their own expectations. But you don't have to follow other people's expectations. You don't have to follow the expectations or the agreements that other people put onto you. This is a time for you to choose yourself. Look at what you want and be compassionate. With this Five of Swords chaos, there is a time and place for strength and compassion and kindness. You can have those boundaries, but they don't have to be over the top. You can create distance without severing. And of course, severing, if that's in your cards, if that's what you want to do, if that's right for you, that's perfectly fine. But not everything has to come down to this chaotic, big, dramatic scene. You can let people go with compassion. You can let situations be as they may, and you don't have to stick around and try to solve everything. I got drawn to the dreaming card here because if you've been having lots of dreams with conflict in them, it's your waking life trying to solve them in your dreams, or at least your subconscious is trying to navigate these situations so that you are ready for it when the time comes in real life. So that can look like so many things. Dreams are a thing in itself. So I would wonder if in your dreams you're fighting with people or just having to navigate conflict and it's just chaos. It's because this is going to be a challenge that you have to navigate a way out of something. This is especially true because the card says that you are receiving interesting sixth sense guidance. So definitely this most likely isn't something new. This chaos or whatever these swords represent for you is not going to be something new. Maybe you haven't fully acknowledged it yet, but it's definitely something that is in the present moment, is coming up for you, or at least that you will be receiving sixth sense guidance. And it really comes in the subtlety when you have a feeling about someone or a situation, and many times we don't trust that, but clearly this is saying to trust whatever guidance you are receiving. And that comes to also giving yourself compassion and being able to be okay with not trusting the signs in the first place. Sometimes we beat ourselves up after the fact, but if you get stuck in that, then it's like you're blaming yourself all over again, and that's not helpful. And going back to the Emperor at the bottom of the deck, this is really being able to put yourself in these boundaries and not take any more BS. This is not taking BS anymore from anybody and putting your foot down. Putting your foot down to protect what you've built or what you would like to build. put your foot down to protect yourself, ultimately. But with this collective, this is what I'm being left with and guided to stop here. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. Thank you in advance for all the interaction on this video too. I hope this resonates for you and it helps you in your month ahead. I can't wait to read for you again next time, and I'll see you in my next reading.